Hey, this is strange. What a weird way to start a term. I've never done this before where I'm not able to be with you guys on the first day. I'm over in Milwaukee. I'm actually getting some advanced training on a CNC router platform that we're going to be getting hopefully 2 new CNC routers that have robotic arms that work with them over the summer. And if I get this training now, I'm able to offer anybody in my class a CNC fundamentals certificate that'll get you a job right out of high school. It's a really powerful credential that I'm looking forward to having. But this is the only time that the conference was running. It was supposed to run a little bit later, but that one got canceled, and we wound up having to do this one in Milwaukee. So as fun as it would be to be someplace warm right now, I'm in Milwaukee where it's probably not much nicer than it is in Plymouth. Well, welcome. My name's Mr. Swenson. I didn't see any transfer students on the list, so I'm assuming I had all of you guys in Woods 1. For some of you, it's been a few years, and we're thankful to have you back. I want to go through a couple basic things on class, and then we're going to get you started on the first thing that we're going to do together. You'll notice it says grab a blue Hennepin Technical College form on the screen. Don't do that because there is no blue Hennepin Technical College form. This is a concurrent enrollment class, which means that you're enrolled in 2 places, Hennepin Tech and Wayzata High School. So this is very much like an AP class, but you don't have to take the AP test. Whatever the grade that you get here is the grade that you get on the college credit, and it is actual college credit. It's not a test that we're taking. I am teaching the content from Hennepin Tech, which is kind of cool. It's a good opportunity for you guys to really stack up some college credits that you can take anywhere when you leave Wayzata High. But we'll worry about that more next week. There'll be somebody actually coming in from Hennepin Tech to take care of that. All right, seating chart. Couple really important things. Right underneath the TV that you're watching this on, you're going to see your beautiful face taped to the wall, along with all your other classmates from your block. Underneath of that is a spreadsheet, and on that spreadsheet you'll find your name. On the right side it'll be your cleanup job, and on the left side is going to be what computer and what pouch number you're assigned to. All of our cell phones should go into the pouch by the sink. If you haven't done that yet, let's pause the video and do that. So check your computer number and check your pouch number, put your phone there, and then come on back and sit down. If you want to pause the video for a moment to do that, please do. Thank you for putting your phone over there. This is a school policy. Actually, the state mandates the school has a policy on phones, and that's what we do. And to be honest, you're going to be too busy doing fun stuff in here. You're not going to care that you don't have your phone. So please use that pouch, and if you do decide to need to go to the bathroom, you'll have to make a pass on Canvas. And the only way that you're going to leave is if you show the teacher that pass and your phone is verified to be in that pouch. Otherwise, we can't leave on a bathroom pass. If you haven't done the Day 1 survey yet, please go to Canvas and do this. This Day 1 survey just gives me a little information about you, species of wood that you like, and I want to make sure that I'm meeting your needs. So if there's something I need to know, fill that out on Canvas, and I will read that from Milwaukee probably tonight to get to know you guys again. Please make sure that you're staying in your assigned seat. That is where you need to start class. That doesn't mean where you're going to end class. When we have work time, I'm okay if the teacher's okay with you moving around to different places, sitting with your friends. Even if you want to go upstairs and work in the mezzanine level, that is totally fine. But welcome. We're going to just go through these slides here relatively quickly so that you guys have an idea of what it is that I expect of you. One is you're going to need your earbuds. You're going to be doing some trainings on SketchUp. You're going to be drawing the Eurobox cabinet, which I'll try to leave. I don't even know if I have one, but if I have one, I'll leave an example of what it'll look like up on the table, the outfeed table, and the table saw. But it's a very different project than you built in Woods 1. We're not going to use face frames. We're going to use some fancy undermount drawer slides. It's going to be kind of cool. I need you by the end of today to get your lab fee paid. I sent an email on Sunday night to you and your parents that has the link to pay that lab fee on ePay. It's $95. And if you don't have the money, or money's tight, you just need to talk to your counselor about getting a scholarship for that lab fee. That way we can get that taken care of. There's been so many different ways that we can help lab fees get covered, but that's the current operation, is you need to talk to your counselor, and your counselor reaches out to me to let me know that your scholarship has gone through. So take care of the lab fee or talk to your counselor. We like to have that done by the end of this week. And also I sent home a parent permission form, and what that permission form is, it just tells mom and dad that you're in a class that's dangerous and has safety training, and that you're okay with me doing the safety training, and that your child's not going to be using any equipment until you do that safety training. So make sure you get that Google form taken care of as well, and bring those earbuds tomorrow because you're going to need them to watch tutorial videos on your iPad. We are on Twitter or X. WHS Chop Saw is our username. If you want to show Mom and Dad what's happening in here, you can show some pictures, some projects, and it's an exciting class because we're going to build some capstone projects. So you're going to get to see what those capstone projects could look like and have looked like in the past. I'm going to skip this video, but what I do want to mention, and this is, if you remember back to Woods 1, we talked about how the labor market is really changing. The idea that everybody's got to go to college is a myth. In fact, you can look at the fastest growing careers from the last 10 years here in Minnesota and see that only about a third of those careers are requiring a bachelor's degree. Employers are starting to care much more about the things that you can do, not the degree that you have. Like the CNC Fundamental Certificate that I'm trying to be able to get you guys to get, that I'm in training in Milwaukee for, that might be the ticket to get a job that makes 50 or 60 grand a year right out of high school, no college required. So it's really changing the way that our labor market is morphing to make some really cool opportunities for you guys. Again, I'm going to skip the video. Let you know that I am a normal human being. I've got a wife and 3 kids. My oldest set of twins are freshmen in high school right now. We have a lot of fun. We love doing outdoor things. We love building things. My youngest daughter is in 5th grade right now, and our vacations usually involve camping and going places. And again, I'm not going to show these videos, and it looks like the video doesn't want to work, but my kids have been working with me since they've been very young. I used to run a cabinet shop at home, and they've been putting backs on cabinets and cutting and nailing stuff together for quite a long time. So if I can teach real young kids how to do that, I'm certain you're going to learn some of the really advanced stuff that we're doing here in class. Just to reiterate, my journey started, and I didn't want to be in Woods class. I got put in a Woods class because I needed a schedule change. I wanted to get out of Spanish class, to be honest with you, and that's where I got put. So I'm thankful that you guys are here. Some of you, or all of you, had me once before, and most of you signed up to be here. Some of you did get put here because you had no other options, but please give me a try. I think that you'll like it. I started my career in education in South America. I was a chaplain at a missionary school called Alliance Academy International in Quito, Ecuador, so I've lived overseas for quite a while. And then I started a cabinet shop when I came back. And actually, I should back up. I had been working at a cabinet shop right after I graduated high school. I worked there while I was going to college to become a shop teacher, and then I went there for a year full-time before my wife and I moved down to South America. When I came back from South America, I started my own shop. These are some of the projects that we worked on. But that's enough about me. I got a lot of goals for this class. One of them is for you to have a great experience. I want this to be a bright spot in your day. I want you to enjoy coming here. I want you to have a good time. I think this is going to be a great class that we get to be together in, and I love this Woods 2 class. It's one of my favorite classes to teach. Still want you to understand that manufacturing process that we harped on in Woods 1, that all manufacturing, this touches 40% of Minnesota, is a raw material, a process happens to it, and then we have an output that's something that's valuable, and we got to sell it. And some of you are going to find your careers somewhere along that line. Maybe you love the design part. Maybe you love the building part. Maybe you love the selling part and all the things that go in between. Maybe you'll find something that you'll like here. We're going to do some pretty high-level stuff with Hennepin Tech, and so be ready for it. It's going to be good. We're going to talk all along about all the different careers that you can get. We're actually going to take you out to Hennepin Tech. You're going to see the shop. You're going to see what you're concurrently enrolled in, and we're also going to get out to a couple different field trips to see some different businesses. So I'm really excited about Woods 2. I love taking you guys out to different places. We're going to really focus on soft skills. We call that Portrait of a Wayzata Graduate here, but those 7 circles that are in the Portrait of a Wayzata Graduate aren't just a cute poster that's on the wall. This is what gets people employed and keeps people employed. Tons of people have hard skills that can run a mill or can run a table saw or a miter saw, but what sets you apart is showing up on time every day, being a reliable person, being able to work in a team, receiving feedback well. Those are all things that we're going to focus on. And it's okay to make mistakes. You're going to screw up, I'm going to screw up, and we're going to learn from it. You're going to do a little bit of presentation. We'll talk about that probably not today. But we're going to start reintroducing you to the woodworking tools, and we're going to do this a lot faster than in Woods 1. You'll actually see these days that I'm gone, I'm going to assign a unit to you each day. So like today even, you're going to go through, you're going to watch a video of me talking about the table saw, and you're going to take the test from there. So it's not going to be something that we're going to use as much time because you already have a baseline of knowledge. So for example, today you're going to turn in that table saw handout, watch the table saw video at your own pace, and then tomorrow in class, we're going to take the table saw quiz. So we always have a day in between learning about it and then taking the quiz, and I need you to get 100% on those quizzes before you move on. We're going to spend some time even today on SketchUp and VCarve, probably more SketchUp today and VCarve on Wednesday, because we're going to be drawing the project that we're going to be building on our computer. We're going to do this mass production and marketing, but it's going to look a little different. Our Hennepin Tech teacher changed, and he's got some different requirements for us to grant college credit, so that might shift just a little bit. We are certainly going to talk about design concepts because you are going to get to design and build a project that you choose at the end of this. It's called the Capstone Project, and it's so much fun for you guys to design and build projects. Problem solving, decision making is going to run throughout the class. You're going to learn how to work well with others. There's no group projects, but we're all working together, sharing the same equipment, so we're going to have to learn to work together. Time management, at least 2 projects, probably 3. How to translate these skills into high-paying careers. Eurobox cabinet, Capstone Project are our 2 big projects, but we're going to throw in there a bathroom vanity. That is what is going to be required. This mass production has changed, and I didn't change the slideshow because it has not been finalized with Hennepin Tech yet. The video game console, there's probably one up front. That's an example of a capstone project that you can do. We've done all sorts of wild stuff in here, and I'm excited about it. Make sure ePay gets taken care of. I don't like having to track kids down for that. So here's our first project. And the doors and drawer fronts look like slab doors and drawer fronts. It's going to get built just like our Woods 1 project, the doors and the drawer front is. But there's going to be no face frame. We're going to build feet for it that look quite a bit different than our Woods 1 project. And you're going to learn to do a real fancy joint on the drawer called a dado rabbit joint that doesn't use any mechanical fasteners. It's all wood. And the drawer slides are going to be those undermount kind that close so soft and are kind of expensive, but it's a really fun part of the project for us. Then you're going to do this student design project, and I've got some different pictures here. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to satisfy the rubric that we'll talk about in a few weeks. But here's an example of a tackle box or a jewelry box that somebody drew and built. Notice the dovetail joints. It can be small and detailed. It doesn't have to be a great big project for your capstone design. But the idea is we're going to learn to make a professional set of drawings in SketchUp, and then we're going to build it. Now this is obviously way bigger, but this is actually is a kitchen or a cabinets I did for somebody a few years ago. And I wanted to show you that we actually take the drawings and we make them come to life, even if yours is a little bit smaller. Here's a capstone project from years past. All sorts of different things that students have built. It doesn't have to be big. This was a little desktop clock that had all the requirements of the capstone project, and it cost the student $11 to build. This is a fun blanket chest, and actually the bottom opened up and had a hidden compartment down there. Other end tables, coffee tables that students have built, up to bigger buffet cabinets. That's a fun entryway bench that a student built. And there'll be time for doing fun things like challenging ourselves with cutting boards, but a cutting board is not an example of a capstone project. I just threw that in there to show you that you do have space and freedom to do some extra things if there's a birthday coming up or something that you want to celebrate. I also want to put a plug in for Skills USA, and it might be a little bit late to join Skills USA this year, but if you're having a good time here and you want to really test yourself, Skills USA is a great place to do that because you get put up against the best cabinet makers, carpenters, graphic designers, architects across the country, and we'll see how you do. It's fun. Our national competition is actually, I'm going to miss the last week of school because it's the first week of June. I'll be in Atlanta with the Skills USA group, but we'll talk more about Skills USA. This concurrent enrollment is something that I like to explain a few times because a lot of us haven't experienced this before, but it's not credit by exam. So AP classes that we're all familiar with, you've got to take a test to get the college credit. Here you don't. If you get an A here, it's an A on your transcript. You get an F here, it's an F on your transcript. Here are my expectations. Be respectful. We don't all pray to the same. We don't all have the same religion. We don't all go to the same church or synagogue or mosque. We don't have to agree. We are okay having differences, but we're going to be respectful of those differences. No earbuds. Unless you're doing tutorial videos, we don't have earbuds in listening to music. That becomes a safety concern when we got machines running. No swearing. I can't stand it. I want you guys to be and act and look professional, and having a professional vocabulary is a part of that. Be on time to class. I also ask that you put backpacks underneath the desks or in a locker that's outside. That just keeps our shop cleaner and us not tripping on things. We're going to work hard and smart and understand that I am not perfect and neither are you. I usually tell a fun story about marriage counseling that my wife and I did. I'll save that for when I'm in person. Don't steal stuff or be destructive. After school work usually is okay. I'm here till about 4 o'clock most days, later some days, and some days don't work. So let's just have that conversation before you say after. And make sure that anything you're going to build that's extra, like that fancy cutting board I showed you, talk to me first. I want to make sure that there's enough time for you to get that done. I don't want you making these beautiful cutting boards and failing the class because you didn't spend the time on what you needed to spend. And also, don't quit working early. If you even quit working 10 minutes early over the course of a week, that's almost an hour of wasted time, and you're going to miss weeks of class if you quit working early. So please don't do that. Grading, 70% is the projects that you're going to build. There's going to be 20% on assignments. That's like, hey, I'm going to draw my capstone project. I'm going to do XYZ assignment, and then 10% of the grade is final tests and safety tests. There is a certification exam that you're going to get at the end of this, and it's a kind of a cool certification from U-Science. It's called the Intermediate Woodworking Certification, and it's recognized by industry, and it just shows that you've learned something. You've got some credentials. Know that late work has the policy of being open for a week. So if an assignment is due today, it is due today. It's open for a week. If you need extra time, you've got an IEP that wants extra time, or you screw it up, you need to redo it, you can do it for a week with no penalty. But then a week after the due date, it closes, and it's not going to be revisited. So please make sure you're staying on top of stuff. Don't let it snowball. That's what I got. If you're curious about more rules, you can always look through the syllabus. Thank you for your time, and looking forward to a great term when I get back.